to the anime segment. So first up, we got Stronger Than. This edition of Stronger Than will be better villains than your boy Madara. For those who don't know who Madara is, I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining it, but he's the big bad from Naruto. Basically, the key points to why I think people hype him up as a villain to give people context on the people we'll say is better than is mostly because one, he has some dope action scenes in the beginning.
1v10,000.
When he 1v10,000 when he got revived. So niggas put a lot of respect on his name for his combat ability based off what he was able to do to some fodder ninja. Two, I don't think anyone puts a whole lot of respect on his plan, but they do put a lot of respect on his name because he was a rival to the first Hokage, who has a lot of clout surrounding him. True. First Hokage being the very first leader of the Konoha village. Once again, I can't go in too much in depth. Just watch Naruto if you don't know any of the terms that I'm saying. But people put a lot of respect because that guy was so strong and was touted as the strongest probably up until Naruto came into his best. And he was rivals with Madara. So at that point, people, I would say most of it comes from the strength aspect of Madara, which is why they put it there. The whole plan part of it, it's up in the air because that shit seemed kind of accidental to me, but that's another discussion for another day. So on to the villains we think is better than Madara.
I'm gonna go ahead and start if ain't nobody else feel like it.
Go ahead.
So I put All For One as a villain better than Madara, and so here's my thing: is that yes, Madara had absurd power, but I mean, okay, so did everybody that got revived from that generation. So I'm not that hyped for that. But his overall plan was, I really hate this nigga Hashirama, and he beat me. I'm mad. So now y'all about to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like yep. his motivation. At first I wanted to be like, yo, bro, he mad because the Uchiha have been oppressed and all this, but he didn't get no fuck about the rest of the Uchiha. He wanted his own W. That nigga was mad because he kept losing. And that was his whole reason for puppeteering everybody, because he a big ass L taker. And so I put All For One up there because that nigga had some real life reason for being a villain. The nigga was born in a generation where niggas wasn't sure about their powers. He had the ability to take and give powers. Oh, you ugly, you don't like your power? Give me that. Oh, you mad you ain't got no power? Here you go. Here you go, bro. Now you owe me a favor. And slowly but surely, that led him to being a big ass mob boss. And I'm like, bro, like, I got respect for that nigga. He is a villain of opportunity, became a mob boss, and after 200 years of mobbing, you can't just expect the nigga to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, he in the game now. He got the juice, bro. He got to keep going until somebody stop him. So, like, you know, that nigga really just American capitalism at its finest. So I ain't even mad at him.
Wow.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out Gilgamesh and Kirei Kotomine as one from really the Fate Zero series, but I would say Fate Zero, and you can just say general Fate series because Gilgamesh stayed through. Kirei, on the other hand, shit happened. But why I put them on there though is that I think as far as strategic planning goes, they definitely outshine Madara's. That their final plan was pretty dope and pretty much was outside of like a few cogs here and there. I would say was more or less executed successfully. Like they kind of won at the end, at least in Phase Zero terms. And then in continuation of the Phase series, you see Gilgamesh he ended up losing, but in the end, also still kind of did what he wanted to do, anyways. So, as far as that goes, strategic planning, I got to put them up there. As far as villainy goes, as far as overall strength goes, two of the strongest characters in their series. Gilgamesh, first of all, the way Fate series works, you summon you can basically call them chess pieces, but they all fight in this magic war. He got summoned as what I would consider like a not as strong chess piece. He was like an archer at first, and he was still the strongest nigga. Like Berserker couldn't really ride with him. Like whenever he was involved in a fight, Gilgamesh was still coming out on top, and it really didn't matter what advantages the people he fought had. And then Kirei on his lonesome was just a raw ass nigga, bro. Like the fight versus him and Emma's father Emiya's father is one of the dopest fights in anime history. So if you haven't watched that, just Google like Kotomine Kirei versus Kitsurigyu Emiya, and you'll see. So as far as combat ability goes, still better than Madara. Strategic planning better than Madara. So by those two right there, they're better villains than Madara to me. But that's mine.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop out the Bleach big bad, which is obviously Sosuke Aizen. I mean, for those of y'all who don't know about Bleach, just know that Aizen is just, I mean, he pretty much like worked under at first like the secrecy of being the bad villain, kind of like Madara and All for One, but still did it while in the spotlight at the same time. You know, I mean, like he was that pretty much, I'm a good guy, y'all could trust me, it's all Gucci, but at the same time, literally being the worst villain. And then the actual reveal was just so cold. I think I got to give him like big ups for being a villain just because of how ridiculously cold and merciless this mother effer is. And then when you find out the big secret at the close to the very end, where it's like, bro, all y'all about to like get the smoke from me, let's go. It turns out it's not even him, but effing like his homegirl that didn't even realize that she was being hypnotized too. And that was just, I mean, that twist was one of like the biggest twists that I've ever experienced in anime. Like no one was ready. Nobody was ready for that one. And I was just like, God damn. This kid seriously, like, literally hypnotized like the entire verse practically at like the same time and was just banging like that for a minute. And then, not to mention, at the very end, he was only beat because of the one thing, literally the one thing that he got wrong was slightly underestimating Kisuke Urahara. And if homie just bodied him at the very get-go, none of this, like, he would have never lost. It would have just been GG, the world is Sosuke's, and that's it, that's all. So, don't sleep.
That's a fact. Deuce.
It's all me.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, pretty much most of the main villains are better than Madara. Because usually villains have like more build up. They have more time to kind of explain the reason for that they're a villain, pretty much. Like Player 5 said, it's just like he hated Hashirama and then that was it. So I would go and say every single one we have listed. Let me go through the list real quick.
And
Dang, we're not even going. We're not going
are
to
you
say that first.
saying that pretty much every villain is better than Madara? I mean,
No, I'm not saying every villain. I think all the main ones though. So all the like the main villain of a shonen, not the smaller ones, but the main villain of each shonen, I think is better than Aizen. Not better than Aizen. I mean, it's better than Madara.
So would you argue like Akainu is better than him,
I don't
or
really see him as a
or I guess Blackbeard over Akainu? If you
One Piece
talk
is weird. I don't really see One Piece as like villains.
villains
how,
in that way.
How yeah, in that way. You know, it's kind of weird.
I feel like One Piece a bunch of niggas trying to come up on each other.
Yeah, it's more like an antagonist to me in One Piece, not actual villains.
Yeah, I think you could still make an argument for Blackbeard. He seems like He seems like the closest thing to a shonen villain there is in One
I
Piece.
mean,
I mean,
I think
shit,
he's
to
better
me,
than.
Blackbeard, the main character, my nigga on the come up, bro.
Oh my
Wow.
god! Oh my
Wow.
god!
Not that weak nigga Ace off like you talking about. Got two powers.
Two pieces
Like, bro,
killed
he
like
coming
birds,
up in
shit.
the world, bro. He a Yonko nigga. Get off my nigga.
Wow! All right then. All righty.
I mean,
but,
he is one of the few characters who actually bodied somebody. If you think about it like that, low key.
Mm-hmm.
You're Loki, the only person. So yeah.
You know, I want to honorable mention Pain. I just want to say this is that I think Pain is the best villain in Naruto, and it's a shame that they had this nigga being manipulated by Madara, who was being manipulated by another person. Pain had a real reason to be a villain. Like, yo, bro, I was just trying to be a regular nigga, and y'all came stomping through my hood. Y'all killed my friends, my family. So now that I'm about to kill your friends and your family, how can you be mad at me? He really had that nigga Naruto sitting there quiet, not saying no words, just hot. Like, this nigga right, but I'm still about to knock his block off. You feel me? Like, I really fucked with him. He came through, destroyed Konoha, no words, nigga. Catch this nuke, and that's it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we in the honorable mentions, let me toss out my two real quick. First of all, just as a Madara copy but better, I would say ACACIA. Like someone having followed the similar storyline of being around in the very beginning of the lore of the story and then magically out of nowhere coming back to life. ACACIA to me did a much better job than Madara did with that
He's a
position.
legend.
One, he wasn't really being controlled by anybody. He if anything, he really finessed niggas. So that was that. And then in terms of power, I mean, like he was out here bodying niggas, so he had to bring out the strongest stops of everybody in the damn series. So yeah, Acacia, as far as a Madara copy goes, if anything, he might. I wouldn't even say honorable mention as much as like he's better than Madara. Period. Um,
For
and
sure.
then
I mean, like he's the best like villain reveal. Like person you thought was good that was evil, actually evil. I think I've never
yeah,
seen. Dude. We really
that's
thought this nigga was like their hero, bro.
facts. The readers thought, the fucking characters thought, we were all fooled. Like, and even when we kind of found out, we were still like, wait, it's like, no, he's probably like, there's probably some good intention behind this. It's like, no, that nigga he's evil, bro.
Yeah, or we thought Neo was controlling him, but no, that
Right.
nigga was controlling Neo.
Exactly. Wild. But and then the last one I would put out is Yoshikage Kira. He is more of an honorable mention from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, I believe. Or yeah, because Part 5 is Golden Wind. So yeah, Part 4. He was the serial killer main villain there. I would say why he's honorable mention is he was pretty shitty in the beginning. Like they basically caught his ass. And then if it wasn't for like the stand thing that he got, that's when his whole shit leveled up. And and whenever you bring out a JoJo's character, they're A+ in the strats. So he's up there, probably better than Madara and strats. But in terms of strength and shit, it's definitely coming from, his broken ass stand. So I'm gonna have to toss out Frieza and Toguro. Both of those I think deserve, at least a little light spotlight. Frieza, I would say, because like I think probably I would appreciate it more if I rewatched it now as a kid. You don't realize it, but Frieza was a fucking racist, bro. Like a nasty, evil fucking racist, bro. And I think now watching it, yeah, that's what made him a great villain, though, because he just had that hate and he could back it up. He's like that redneck you never want to meet that can say the N-word but can also beat your ass at the same time. Because it's like, you have to fight off the fact that he called you the N-word, but at the same time, you probably gonna lose that battle. So you're just more mad because he can still say it and you didn't get to teach him a lesson about it.
Right.
And I felt like that was Frieza until Goku turned Super Saiyan, because he was backing that shit up.
If we putting respect on Dragon Ball villains, I got to put my respect on Super Boo, because like he one of them villains that's like, bro, I ain't got no purpose, nigga. I'm here to ruin your day. And he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga, bro, I kill every nigga on this planet. Now what? You gotta go wish all them niggas back, bro. You lost, nigga. I won. Like that's why I'm like, bro, I'll forever fuck with Super Boo. They was like, yo, just let this nigga kill some people so we can save time. Killed all them niggas. Like, what's up? I always got respect for him. No words. I don't want nothing. I don't need nothing. Ain't no talking it down, nigga. I want the hands. That's it.
That's facts.